Okay, we have Milo. Medina.
Thank you for journeying all this way to assist us, Medina. I fear the healers in this region are otherwise occupied today. You have my apologies.
She sounds like Cordelia.
No need to apologize. You may call on me whenever you're in need.
I have 2 wounded here. One of our own, and an S. Frosty.
The cause of all our strife in the flesh. Treating the enemy first. Have you lost your mind? His wound is far more grievous. We must tend to him or he will die. What fealty have we to those who robbed us of our king? Who would drive us to ruin? We may have no fealty to his nation, but we have a duty to him, as a man whose life depends on us. Leave your talk of allies and enemies on the battlefield. It has no purchase in a place of medicine. So long as I practice the healing arts, it is my duty to save them both. They should be able to get some rest now. That was incredible, Medina. I am sorry for what I said earlier. I was not myself. All is forgiven. At one time, I would not have challenged you. Would that I had your courage. You can. Simply keep your desire to help those in need first and foremost in your mind. The rest is sure to follow.
Huh. That didn't involve any other characters. It was just Medina, our own.
Lads and lasses, lay down your arms. Let your bruises remind you of the lessons learned today.
Ah, what fortuitous timing. I still owe you for the drinks from the other evening. I wondered if I might treat you tonight.
Apologies, lass, but I've got places to be. Perhaps another time.
He seemed troubled by something. Perhaps I'm overthinking it.
Let us end our day's work here.
It is early, is it not? Is something amiss?
No, nothing at all. Just my attention is required elsewhere for a time.
Elsewhere? Curious.
Erador and Benedict? Yeah, probably.
How many have you had?
Not enough. Just one for you, I take it.
Yes.
Went by in a flash. Can you believe it's been 30 years?
The time has escaped us. The memory of that day, however, I doubt ever will.
The memory of that day? During the war.
Thrice damned, can't move. Always thought I'd meet my end with a beautiful lass by my side.
You have many days ahead of you yet, Erador. we will see you returned home.
Don't try to run, you curs!
Leave me be. I'll just slow you down. It was my cursed pride that got us into this. Only I should suffer for it. We don't all need to die today. Run!
Even in the face of death, you refuse to set aside your foolish pride. I followed you into this hell of my own will, and I will see you delivered from it.
You fool.
Charge! Come and die. Yeah! That would have been it for us, had Lord Simon not met their charge in time.
Aye, and the only punishment for my pride were these aches that keep me awake at night.
We hungered for glory all those years ago, without a care for how it would serve us later on.
A couple of would-be heroes who couldn't be convinced they weren't invincible.
Yet here we are, drinking, to celebrate the end of that war. I do not wish to reminisce upon the past. A toast that I may never again repeat the mistakes of my youth. But before that...
Yeah?
You have served House Wolfort well, Erador. That said, I've a feeling we'll need your sturdy shield even more going forward.
You need me to lead a charge? I'm your man. I'll leave anything fancier than that to you. For House Wolfort!
For House Wolfort.
$15. Yeah, that was Benedict.
Made it in time.
Erador, you came.
Lady Destra. Your mother was loved by one and all, my lord. Honoring her this day is the least we can do. Is it just you here, my lord?
We are beset on all sides by tasks large and small. I would not impose my familial obligations on the others.
Spoken like a true leader. Me and your mother may not have been family by blood, but duty bound us just as close.
I am sure she would have been overjoyed to see you by my side. I never had a chance to know her. My only memories are from stories others told me. And still, I somehow can feel the warmth of her embrace. Hear the loving sound of her voice.
She was smitten, that is true. She held on to you so tightly. I reckon not even the Dawn Spear could have pried you from her.
Did she?
Lady Destra's smile was brighter than the sun, and near as constant. She treated young Benedict and I like little brothers, though at times we weren't so deserving of her care. Even so, she always had a kind word, and worry enough to spare. There weren't a woman like her in all of Narzelia.
I did not know the bond between you three ran so deep. Benedict never mentioned it.
His lips aren't as loose as mine, especially when it comes to Lady Destra. Speaking of which, here. Your mother would have loved to get one of these from you.
A snowbell. My father mentioned her fondness for these flowers. Every year when I visited her, without fail, one of these would be placed in front of her grave. Was that you all this time?
Well, not exactly, my lord.
It was Benedict.
They're quite rare, are they not? I often search for them, but I have yet to see one in bloom. Where did you find it?
Well, I made a journey down south. Benedict insisted. apologies for my absence, my lord.
There is naught to apologize for. It was a thoughtful gesture, and I thank you for it. Somehow, I can feel Mother smiling down upon us.
More than I deserve, if I'm being honest.
Huh. There's already a snow bell. Who could have...
Should have known. Nothing will stop him from his duty.
What was that?
It was nothing, my lord. Seems we're not the only ones carrying a torch for Lady Destra.
Indeed. We are fortunate to be part of such a close-knit house. And that is thanks to those who serve it. I trust I'll see you here again in a year's time, Erador.
Of course, my lord. Snowbells might capture a moment in time, but your mother inspired loyalty for an eternity.
Okay. Oh, who else? That's been Cordelia. I didn't get through all of them, to be honest.
Princess Cordelia, are you here without so much as a single bodyguard?
Yes. Today I have come to speak with my people. Tell me true what troubles you.
Oh my, is that truly Cordelia? What's that ass-frosty pawn of a princess doing here?
How dare you besmirch Her Highness's good name? Say that again and you'll...
Let them speak their minds, Yuet. I'm here to provide, not to punish. Tell me what you need, plainly and honestly.
Might you spare some porridge? My poor child lies sick abed, hungry.
We have food enough for all. I shall send you some out at once, and a healer to you as well. Fear not. Your child should be back on her feet in due course.
Oh, thank you, Your Highness.
All the rumors said she was a traitorous puppet. Yet here she is, being kind and reasonable.
She's always been a champion of the people.
Your Highness, we beg you forgive us our slander.
They're no longer quite so restless.
During the Esfrosti occupation, I was sealed away inside the castle. I was but an ornament. Perched on the castle balcony, unable to speak to you as I do now. It is no wonder you believed as you do. No one stood before you to tell you the truth.
Halt! Not one step closer!
Esfrost may have been driven off, but now you've sold us to the traitorous House Wolfforts!
Aye! Lord Landroy's blood stains your hands!
Our homes burned to the ground in the fighting. We'll take your head before you damn food!
Refugees from the Folk's domain.
I accept full responsibility. You have every right to hate me as you do.
What could she possibly owe you lot?
Take it up with Esfrost. They're the ones who invaded our kingdom in the first place. The princess has fulfilled her duty. Alone, no less, with King Regna and Prince Franny gone. She put the lives of her subjects above all else.
I'll not stand for anyone speaking ill of Her Highness. Not after she's pledged to save my child.
Everyone, please! Brave souls of House Falks, pray hear my words. I understand that you see not in me, but the enemy of your beloved Lord Landroy. I make no excuses for myself. Your lord loved this kingdom as much as anyone. Please understand that I love it too. Each and every one of us trod a path paved with pain and sorrow to arrive here today. But we must keep our eyes fixed upon a shared horizon. Tempting though it may be to gaze upon the cracks in the path that divide us. I ask only that you keep your heads held high, and join me in striving to rebuild Glenbrook to be stronger than ever before. I swear to you that I will give all of myself in service to this kingdom. I will show this with my every action, for I know that my words hold little purchase with you now. Should you feel that I have wronged you in you, or lied to you once more, at that time you may have my head, Your Highness.
Sounds like you mean it. If you'd go that far, I reckon I can give you one last chance. But mark my words. My blade shall claim you, if you renege on what you've said today.
May it be so.
Most impressive, Your Highness. It would seem your words truly did reach the people's hearts. I can only hope this begins to heal the rift between the people and the royal family.
Even if it means speaking to every last one of my subjects in person, I shall see it done.
She was trying to reclaim ground of her own. She was a hard until it was finished on her own. And it kind of sucks too because she was like, she was kind of trapped and also pretty innocent too. Like, Flanagan. Let's do Gila.
It's become late. We'd best keep an eye out for bandits.
You have a warrior's intuition. You needn't worry. I won't let us come to harm.
It takes no great intuition to see that this world is falling ever deeper into chaos. The reasons, however, remain elusive. Will we see our way safely through this darkness? I cannot say.
We have naught but our duty, and mine is to Prince Roland, whatever might become of House Wolford.
I find your perspective refreshing. Although it may be direct, you walk the path you've chosen with confidence. On the other hand, I often feel that I'm fumbling. I had thought Gustadov to be a man of reason, but now I see that he will not hesitate to employ deceit to achieve his goals. In a manner of speaking, he and I are not so different. I, too, once hoped to have the influence to change the nation. At least, I told myself so. Really, all I wanted was to be free, and Frederica was simply a means to that end. As long as I had what I wanted, I had no great concern for what became of her.
Gila,
But this war has caused me to reconsider that. I realize that Frederica herself is worth caring for. She's not the sheltered princess I took her to be. Her wits are a match even for Benedict. She surprised me and shamed me. I was wrong to underestimate her, to define her by her birth and station. She represents my greatest failures as a teacher, but also my greatest success. For she has truly taken my lessons to heart. I see now there is no shame in serving another, and no shame in sacrificing my freedom for something greater. Oh, but perhaps I've shared overmuch. For some reason, I find it easy to talk with you.
the feeling is mutual. You are not so aloof as I thought.
Gila's dedicated to Frederica, and he was dedicated to Roland.
I've just had a thought. When the war is behind us, I may very well open my own school. Of course, you would be welcome to join me. I would be master of the classroom, and you could be master of the training yard. We could teach our students the art of hawksmanship. Our riders would be first class. What should our school be named? You will come and teach with me.
Not half so aloof as I thought.
Okay. Interesting. still so much here. I don't have Roland. While training, you remembers about a promise to Roland, but Roland's not present here. At least not in the main one. The flashback, maybe. It's Erador.
At it again, eh? You know, even the Dawn Spear set down his weapon on occasion.
We're at war. I cannot hope to end it by being idle.
Spoken like a true member of the Kingsguard. You lot were always too serious for my tastes.
We were not serious enough. Where is the king we were meant to protect now? What will become of his kingdom? King Regna and Crown Prince Franny are no more. Only Roland and Cordelia remain. When I think of how lonely my charge must feel, I almost feel smothered by the guilt.
If he's lonely, he hides it well. Could be that losing his princely obligations has lifted a weight off his shoulders.
And who are you to speak on his feelings? His father ever doted on Franny. He knew precious few moments of his mother's love before she passed. Even so, he tried his utmost to never show weakness in front of his sister. He was there for her in the worst of times. There was never a place near the throne for him. Truth be told, Sir Maxwell was more of a father to him than anyone. I'd like to think I have been more than his guard. Oftentimes, I felt like his confidant.
I keep thinking about that. I'm like, well,
You and Flugy are constant companions.
As I said before, my prince, he is more than my companion. He is the truest friend I could ask for.
A true friend. I must admit, I envy your relationship.
My prince, I did not mean to.
'Tis nothing to apologize for. I simply find the idea of soaring the skies with a true friend to be somewhat romantic.
romantic.
You could do the same with the proper training. If it pleases you, my prince, I would gladly teach you.
You would? Then I gladly accept. I trust you will go easy on me.
I can promise no such thing. You must become as ferocious as a hawk yourself if you wish to ride one. War broke out soon after that. My promise to teach him is yet unfulfilled. So I will train, I will fight, until the skies are no longer clouded by the fires of war. Only then can I rest. Only then can we fly free. Perhaps then, with the wind in our faces, we can forget our stations, our titles, if only just for one moment.
What was that last part? You'll have to speak up.
Nothing at all. Yes, it's back to training for me.
They're probably gonna get together after the events of the game. Maybe they won't show it, but realistically speaking. Okay. So we've done all the main characters now.